proper burnt. That, oh god, vegan. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How is everyone's isolation going? I've been in my bedroom for 2 whole weeks. It started off like the first week I had to do all my uni assignments. So I was just literally stuck to the desk in my bedroom and cramming everything in that I could before last Friday. And then ever since, I've sort of just been napping the whole time and eating. And then today I felt like doing something different. So I curled my hair, very curly as you could see. And I decided to make my banana bread because I've seen everyone making banana bread on Instagram. Like everyone and their cat is baking banana bread. But I count myself as kind of an expert on the banana bread field, especially vegan banana bread, obviously. And I've had the same recipe for like 4 years now. It's not like a dates and like a random like vegan one. It's like just really simple and just tastes exactly the same. And sometimes when you do a vegan version, everyone's like, oh god, vegan. I'm just gonna start like this series of like an isolation series like sort of thing, like do stuff with me when I'm doing it, because it gives me something to do and an outlet to be creative or something. And then you guys just have something to watch. Just fill up my time actually doing stuff instead of napping and sitting in bed and watching Disney Plus. Let me know if you've got Disney Plus and what your favourite Disney movie is. I really do recommend the new Star Wars Mandalorian thing. Even if you aren't really into Star Wars or anything like that, it's not really Star Warsy, and you'll fall in love with Baby Yoda. If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is my favourite film, it's very similar to that, I think. I'm gonna do some questions and just speak while my banana bread is baking, so it can be quite like a chatty bake with me, and it's more interesting. It's just like a little series, like I said, of me doing random stuff. So if there's anything that you want me to do, if you want me to do this hairstyle in a video, I have been asked to do a hairstyle video before, or anything else. I'm thinking of doing like sewing. I'm going to do a pole fitness video, just see me do some moves and learn new moves and probably fall off the poles. That'd be quite funny. I'm thinking of doing like a sew a bikini video because I love to sew. I was just thinking of doing some things to pass my time and to keep my mental health sane during isolation. But yeah, today is banana bread, and I've been talking for 5 minutes and I haven't even started making banana bread. So I'll link below the recipe that I use, but it's off BBC Good Food and it's just literally vegan banana bread. For this recipe, all you need is 3 black or sort of like turning bananas, plain flour, brown sugar or any sugar, doesn't really matter, baking powder, oil of some sort. It says vegetable sunflower, but I don't have any, and I guess olive oil is just gonna be the same. And then you can add like cinnamon, nuts, chocolate, anything. Like chocolate chips is really good, but I don't really have any. And then it's amazing to put Nutella on afterwards, but I don't have any vegan Nutella either. But so yeah, I've got my mixing bowl, my loaf tin, weighing thingamabobby, and just measuring spoons for everything. So, and a fork to mash your banana. So you start with mashing the bananas. So, oh god, they're really black. I'm also an expert in making vegan brownies. So I make like the gooeyest brownies ever. So if anyone wants that recipe and for me to do a video with that as well. And you get your fork and you mix and bowl your bananas and you just basically smush it. But how actually crazy is this isolation thing? Like, some days I don't like think about it because it's kind of hard to think about, like actually realise the extent to it, but it's the whole world inside that house. Like I read this thing that was like your whole world is being shrunk down to the size of your apartment, and that's very true. So you mush it till it looks like scrambled egg and baby sick, lovely, and then you get your oil and you get 75 millilitres of this one. This sort of counts as like an egg, I think, the oil. It's like gloopy. So it's 75 millilitres of the oil, like I said, and 100 grams of brown sugar. Then just mix that all together. The good thing with banana bread is like you don't have to do all the fancy like whisking and get like a certain consistency or anything. It's like literally you can just do it in a bowl with a fork. And then you add 225 grams of plain flour and 3 heaped teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, 3. And then this is when you add like all of the rest of your things, like cinnamon, chocolate, mixed nuts, and then you sort of just like, looks like that a bit. Okay, this is proper like hard. So I'm actually just gonna add like the tiniest bit of milk. Just got some soy milk. And like I said, it's proper lumpy, but that doesn't really matter with banana bread. You just get your loaf and you line it with baking parchment. So I just get a really big bit of kitchen roll apparently. Put some oil on it. Oil around everything. And then you plop your batter. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Your banana bread batter in. The egg is going crazy. Look at it. So preheat your oven to 200. Should have said that at the start, but I don't have to do that, so I didn't really know to say it. But yeah, and then you put it in for 20 minutes. So the way to check is if you get a knife, and you put it in and you pull it out, and then it's clean, then it's done. But if it looks done on the top but isn't done in the middle, just put another bit of baking parchment over the top to stop it from burning. Yeah, so you bake it for 20 minutes, and then you check it and cover it with baking parchment, and then you put it in for another 20 minutes or until the knife comes out clean, like I said. So that is done. Right, so put a Google timer on, and then you just clear your surface away, do the washing up, and then I'll come back and I'll answer some questions. Bye. So the first 20 minutes have gone, and I've just checked on it, and I've sort of burnt the top of it, and the middle's like not really done. So I'm not really hyping myself up for this expert banana bread. It usually goes really, really well, but I think the alga is a lot hotter than it usually is. But that's my excuse anyway. Another 20 minutes, but I'm just going to keep checking on it. But I thought I'd answer some of the questions that I got, because I asked on my Instagram story for any questions for this series, and I've literally just asked it, but I've got a couple of questions which I know will be long answers, so I thought I'd answer only like 3. Just got a cup of tea, blueberry and mint tea, a pot of pineapple, box of pineapple, and some crisps. This is literally the first thing I've eaten all day, and it's 5 PM. I always get so out of breath when I'm filming YouTube videos. I think it's like nerves. What? Tabby wants to say hi. Say hi. So I don't know if I've answered this one before. I don't know. But it says, how did I get into influencing? If I have to say anything, I guess I'm sort of like a micro influencer / I prefer the word blogger. Basically, 2016, 2017 is when I started my travelling. It's not really like travelling because I don't backpack and I don't do it for like long periods of time, but I do go away for quite a few trips a year. I bought like an £18 camera when I went to Australia, like an action camera, but it was really good quality and it was only £18. I'll try and link one below if I can. And I just made like a little trip video to remember my Australia trip, and I put it on Facebook so everyone could see it. And it did really, really well, just with my family and friends. And I had a few more trips that year, so I started making more of just the trips I was going. After I got back from my Paris and Budapest trip, I decided to start another Instagram. And it was the Claud Abroad, because my mum calls me the Claud when it's travelling, so Claud Abroad is my trademark name. Yeah, I just started posting like whenever I went away, and started posting like some pictures that I had from the past trips in a few years. And then it just started going kind of well. I hit 10k within a year and a bit, I think. So it was kind of like fast to grow in a way. And then it went more into fashion because like I said, I didn't travel full time. I was a student. I needed something else to do during my time when I didn't have traveling pictures. So I started to do some fashion photos, and now I'm basically fully focused on fashion, but sometimes in different locations. And then on my stories, it's a lot of traveling tips. My highlights are all traveling and veganism. It was sort of like conscious to get into blogging because I did start another account and I did like do pictures and post often. Like I wanted to have a niche of something, but it was mostly just to keep like an account for me and for my friends to see my photos, and then it sort of just like got wider and wider, and now here I am on multiple platforms and working with brands and all this, which is pretty cool. So that's how I got into it. These two next questions are sort of the same thing. I sort of wanted to get into the conversation about isolation and uni. The first question was, how are you finding studying at home for the rest of your degree? At the start, it really affected me. I was really, really angry at the fact that the uni wasn't really doing anything. I go to uni in Liverpool. And I just felt like no one was answering any of our questions. And like I'd wake up every morning to a new email saying loads of words but giving no context. And it was just really frustrating because they were wanting us to do our deadlines, which was in a few days that they didn't extend, not helping us out. That's what it felt like for quite a while at the start. But I basically just like took it that I was like, Claude, you still need to do your assignments. They're due in a few days, just do them, it's something to do. So it was good that I actually had that to do, because like I said, like the first week I was just doing that. So it was sort of like I was distracted from like being in isolation, because it would have been what I was doing anyway in a way. But then moving forward, we've now been given a non-judgmental policy where basically our average grade that we've got up until now for all of our past assessments and everything, we won't get lower than that for our final grade. So it's sort of like secure, like a security blanket. So it's basically based off all of our past work. So we know it's valuable, we know we've worked for that grade. It's just if there is anything that affects our next few grades from all of this, they'll sort of take that into account and be like, oh, well, you are capable of getting this other grade. So as long as we hand in all of our assignments, we are going to be able to get the grade that we currently have, which I am over the moon with, to be fair, because I sort of wing everything. And I was like, no, Claude, you really need to try with this last semester. And then everything just went wrong. So, yeah, if none of you guys know, all the unis are closed. I came back just 2 weeks ago yesterday. I packed up some of my stuff and just came home for this foreseeable, because I did not want to be left up in Liverpool, because I just would have my mental health would have got the better of me, which, I mean, I'll probably go into mental health if anyone wants me to talk about it in the next video that I do. But yeah, mental health isn't great at the moment because of all of like the things and situations I we're in. But I'll go more into that in the next one if anyone does want like a mental health chat sort of thing. The rest of my degree, now I feel fine. It's sort of got the security blanket. I know basically what I'm going to pass with and graduate with, which I'm happy for. And I sort of wanted to carry on doing my assignments, and I was really excited to write my dissertation. And good that we can still continue to do something that we will enjoy now, because we don't have the stress of trying to get it perfect in a way. We can sort of enjoy it in the process. And then the other question was, how have you been keeping busy during isolation? So yeah, like I said, the first week was predominantly just doing my assignments. I've still got my dissertation and 2 more assignments to do, but we are technically on Easter break right now. So I am just still trying to do a bit of my dissertation here and there. I've been trying to do pole. Yesterday was my first day leaving the house. I just went on like a drive and just sat in a park, like literally just didn't even leave my car, just kept the windows up. So done that as well. What else have I done? I've got Disney Plus, so that's all I've been doing. A lot of things have happened in the past 2 weeks that have made it quite difficult to want to get out of bed. Don't really want to dwell on anything, but I'm going to sort of like flip the question as well. So what am I planning on doing? Scrapbooking, more pole, baking, going to do some painting or drawing, and I'm going to do more designing for my business, because obviously that's been put on hold. So everything that I was going to come out with now has to wait until all of this has blown over. But then I guess it gives me a chance to get my creative brain going and flowing and make some designs that are better, instead of like rushing it to get out, if you know what I mean. So it's a blessing in disguise, all this. Obviously it's horrible that there's people that are losing their lives, and it is not a nice situation to be in at all. But I think everyone needs to take the positive that it's giving everyone a moment to just chill, focus on themselves, and just take time out of like the rush, because realistically doing a business meant to be in Copenhagen the weekend that's just gone, and obviously I couldn't do that, and I was just planning all this stuff and completely neglecting my degree. So it sort of is a blessing in disguise that now I can have time to do everything and focus on the things, and also not be stressed about the things like the dissertation and everything as well. One thing that I'm going to learn to do is learn to do the splits. If there's any time to learn to do the splits and to stretch more, it's isolation. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to read, I'm going to give myself some pamper times more often because I don't really do that. I'm going to FaceTime my friends, which has just been amazing because like I never really get to do it. And I always feel like everyone gets a bit scared to FaceTime, but now because we can't do anything else, we've been doing it, and it means that you get a lot closer to the people that matter most to you. And especially in times like the isolation and obviously the things that have happened over the past few weeks, to me personally, it's been really nice to notice who's actually there for you and your closest friends. I read this thing, right, like a list of things to do in isolation, and one of them was plan your re-emergence to the world outfit. Sounds really quite stupid, but it put a smile on my face, so I was like, you know what, that's such a good idea, because like it's something to look forward to. It's like thinking of positivity, like thinking of, yeah, there'll be an end to it and I'm gonna look amazing when I get out. So it's just like find an outfit and think of your outfit for when you get out. I don't know why, but it just made me feel happy, so I guess try it for yourselves. I think I've probably cremated this now. Oh, I have cremated it. It's proper burnt. I got too carried away with talking and I burnt it all. Okay. Wow, it still feels nice on the inside. That's all that matters. With the things that have happened, it's like I probably would have happened anyway. And it's sort of good that, not good, but it's better in a way that it has happened in these circumstances, because like I am surrounded by my family and I do have time to just take time for myself and do something that makes me happy. Whereas if I had to deal with grief, like I know I'm not saying that, it's like some people are losing family members and stuff, and a lot of people who don't own pets don't really understand the extent to like how big of a part they are in your family. I suddenly lost 2 pets on the weekend, and it's just like people sometimes don't understand how big of a part of the family animals can be. So I'm 100% not being insensitive to other people. I'm just taking every situation as individual for the individual, which I think some people need to understand. There's a lot of negativity around everything about the isolation, because everyone's just sat at home and they're bored, and for some reason they think that they can just go out and say negative things to people. I've not had anything negative saying about me, I'm not saying that, but I've seen and heard that people are just saying that you shouldn't be saying that, other people have it worse in isolation, and you can't compare what one person deals with and finds hard to deal with compared to other people. And people have their own problems as well, and you can't just disregard everyone's feelings just because someone might be affected more, if you get what I mean. So just be sensitive to everyone. A lot of the world right now is supporting everyone, and it's amazing to see. Don't compare yourself to other people. If you're finding it hard, you're finding it hard. Like, just because someone might be finding it harder doesn't mean that your feelings still don't matter and everything, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I went off on a tangent again. And I burnt my banana bread. The one time I filmed banana bread and I burnt it, might have failed, which I am usually the expert of banana bread, but obviously not today. But my point is that it still gave me something to do rather than sitting in bed, so I recommend you guys doing it too. And I sort of liked how it was like chatty and could talk to you guys, even though like it's through a screen. There might be other people that are dealing with stuff at the same time and finding it hard, or you might just be really bored and you might just want to see someone baking and failing and burning a banana bread and eating some pineapple. If that's what you guys like, definitely let me know if you want any more. There's my banana bread. Ooh, look at that. Steamy, squishy. What's that? What? So yeah, I might have burnt it, but it still tastes fine. It's not actually that burnt. Like, it is the top bit, but I mean, it just adds some crunch, you know? I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said, there's other things that I'm gonna do in isolation if you guys did want me to film it and everything. please let me know. Please also leave some questions down below for me to answer my next videos, and let me know if you did like that bit, because I felt like if I just did a whole video of just me cooking banana bread, it might be a bit boring. But let me know if you do make some banana bread as well. Like, subscribe, comment, and put your post notifications on. I just hit over 200 subscribers. Ooh, I know it's small, but to me it's great. Like, 200 people is a lot of people still. So thank you so much for that. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye guys.